Ah, now these are the ones that are gonna get sketchy. But it does seem like it's working. This is actually a software developer's computer. It is an Asus gaming PC that, frankly, is surprising that I'm getting my hands on this thing at all, because that was terrible grammar, wasn't it? I apologize, I haven't even been up for an hour yet, and the coffee has not kicked in. This is an Asus GX701G. Or GX701GX. It doesn't really matter, take your pick. The DC jack on this computer has gone bad. Now, you can take one look at this and tell me it isn't pretty friggin' cool. Oh yeah, this computer's expensive. If you think this isn't expensive, it's expensive. I've never worked on a computer like this one before. Although I have opened several Asus tablets that have similar construction on the backside. So, oh look, are those Torxes? Those are Torxes, aren't they? Oh my god. Already. We have to get something else. So be it. Torxes it is. Pretty sure those are little Torxes. So, this laptop wants Torxes. Those are all extras, actually. What's going on here? By the way, okay, don't do what I just did. God! What is today, Monday? No, it's Wednesday. But, whatever. This is an old Harbor Freight toolkit. I've been using these things for quite some time. And now I'm gonna have to sort them again, but I'll do that off camera. Yeah, none of that matters. There's a Torx. Is it the right Torx? It feels like it's the right Torx. So this guy's already lost a screw right here. I don't have weird Asus Torxes. So let's see. Alright. Over time, screws fall out of computers. Actually, so because I've never seen this, I don't actually know how to take this specific model apart yet. But you get to join me on my magic carpet ride. Chances are very good that it's not much different from any other computer. I already see a backplate seam. Yeah, right there, there's a backplate seam. So, yeah. Take all the screws out of the bottom. You know the drill by now if you watch any of these videos that I do. Take the screws out of the bottom. Okay. Oh, look. Did I bump the camera? I bumped the damn camera. Great. Alright. This looks like a door that can be used to access stuff. Unfortunately, it's entirely possible that there are screws under this strip here. Now, Asus, I haven't known to do that. It actually doesn't look like there are any. But HP loves to hide screws under sticky things. See, I don't know how this comes apart, so I'm very hesitant as far as proceeding. There it is. Just never been opened. Apparently it slides the slightest bit back. Yeah, you can let go now. You can let go now. Oh god. What in the hell? Okay. Oh. Yeah. It's god. These people live on a farm. I'm not kidding. He's a software developer who lives on a farm. I'm gonna go take this for blowout, I think. I will be back. Whatever you might have been thinking that was like, it was way worse. they live on a dirt road, and it's fairly obvious. Oh boy. Oh god, that was bad. That was really bad. That was really bad. They actually appear to have 4. Count them. 4 heat sinks. Oh god. Okay. Yeah, it's a little difficult actually. First of all, I hate these things because they aren't coming up. It's a little difficult to regain your composure after that. That needs to just, God almighty. So if anyone ever asks, who hurt you, Jody? Who hurt you? I'm gonna say Asus. The Asus that had a whole dirt road inside of it. That's who hurt me. Ouchie. Okay. Enough playing around, we gotta get this done. These screws are particularly irritating to get out, and Asus only uses these screws on their fancy pants metal shell laptops. I used to have, by the way, you'll hear a lot of outdoor noises in big rigs because I have windows open. I used to have an Asus, crud, I don't remember the model number. But I had one of their Asus 2-in-1 laptops. By the way, I don't like 2-in-1s. I think touchscreens are BS anyway. So I ended up selling that laptop to a customer and purchasing an Asus GL502 VT, which is a cheap i7 quad-core gaming laptop, and then putting an IPS panel, SSD, and more RAM in on my own dime later. I actually didn't put the IPS panel in for a while because said IPS panel wasn't really necessary since my main monitor was actually an external, I had one of those sweet LG 29-inch IPS ultra wides that does, is it 2560 by 1080? So you could have two 1280 by 1080 windows on the screen at once. It was great. I split screened programs so very much. Alright, so that's all the obvious screws. There are some less obvious screws. Actually, here's one. Yeah, finding the screws on this thing is a little bit more annoying than usual. Wait a damn minute. Why do those look silver? Why do those look silver? Have I made a fatal mistake? No, they're just silver for some strange reason that I don't understand. Alright. So, there's one here. Now, like I said, I have never disassembled one of these, so I actually don't know how to take it apart properly. Now, the big thing to remember about this, any novel computer can be disassembled if you proceed carefully and you have a clue what you're doing as far as computer disassembly in general. Is that... Are they hiding a screw right here? Looks like they might be, but... then again, they might not. Is that a magnet? Anyway. There are two screws here, and I don't know what these are, so... I am not entirely sure if I should even be taking these off, but... Are those LEDs? Is this some backlight mechanism? What's going on here? What are you hiding, Asus? Reveal your secrets, Asus. Alright. Notice how I put the door and the general and the tiny screws from here all in separate places. That's another thing when you especially when you disassemble a new computer that you've never ever looked at. You want to put the screws in some semblance of an order where you can figure out what you did wrong, so you can get them all put back properly. Now, the problem at this point is that I see screws here actually for the CPU fan, But I don't know if that fan is supposed to come out. It looks like there's holes in this back plate just for those fans. When you get the computers that are this expensive, it's not surprising to go in and see some serviceability. Ooh, that is a really tight seam though. Getting a pry tool in one of these seams, it says Zephyrus on the back, that's interesting. Getting a pry tool in one of these seams without breaking something is really the biggest challenge. So, and I have to be careful, especially with this computer, because this is like an $1,800 gaming laptop that I'm going to be taking a heat gun to. So, yeah, yeah. What is this? So this thing has some weird construction that I've never seen, and I don't see. I can get one down there, but I can't get it to come up. So I'm starting to wonder if maybe it doesn't come apart the way I think it does. This thing is dropping dust everywhere, and this table is the kind of table where you can hear the dust crunch. It sounds like fresh snow. Oh God. Well, now we know that it pulls air in through the top. I wonder where the fans are on this computer. Can anyone point to me where the fans are on this computer? Jesus Christ almighty. What is going on? Yeah. Actually, this thing looks like it's been tacoed a bit. Yeah. Holy God, dude. There's a curve in this computer. Can you see that on video? Can you see the curve on video? Oh my God. I wonder if that's why I'm having so much trouble getting the seams to pop. This guy's like leaned on it so hard that his computer is mildly tacoed. It also didn't help that those fans had more dirt in them than God, so, you know, they were in bad shape too. I can't seem to get this to pop. See, I'm trying to proceed carefully, but I'm starting to reach a bit of an impasse, so I really just need these covers to separate, and I'm not sure how they're supposed to separate. So this fan doesn't have screws like that other fan does, I'm noticing. See, there's no more screws to pull, as far as I can tell. So, God, what is all this dirt, dude? Come on. So, I don't see any more screws to pull. This looks like the hinge assembly. Is that the hinge assembly? What is going on there? That's crazy. Oh, that's how they do the bump thing. So the reason that lid did that weird thing is because that's actually a bumper that lifts the computer. That's probably also why it's tacoed. Because it was elevated like that. So I can get this into the seam, but it doesn't pop the seam. Like nothing is separating. Well, what do I do? What do I do? Yeah, and I have to sit here knowing that I'm generating all this 4K footage of me not having a clue how to do my job. I swear that's a magnet. It keeps pulling my thing. Is this a magnet? Yeah, that's a magnet too. Why are there so many magnets down here? Do these come up? I'm hesitant to even pop them. I don't know that they're supposed to come up. So, see, it's funny, these fans look like they're supposed to be serviceable, but they're not removing, and there's obviously black tape there. What do we have going on here? The heatsink and fan are separated. There is no give on that fan, so I'm pretty sure it is very likely that fan is not magnetically inserted, but yeah. This thing is like a fortress. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? I really am not sure what to do at this point. Like I said, I've never seen this computer before. I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm not shy to admit that I don't know what I'm doing about taking one of these new funky machines apart that I've never actually seen. So I don't know what to do here. This thing, I don't want to break it. That's really the big problem. I don't want to break it because it's this big expensive machine, and I'm not replacing an $1,800 laptop. It just ain't happening. So I can't afford to make any serious mistakes over a freaking power jack. That sounds terrible. Is this adhesive? Please tell me this thing isn't held together with... You hear the crunching, right? It's not just me. You hear crunching. Please tell me this lid is not held on with adhesive. Please, for the love of God, please tell me this godforsaken lid is not glued on. Well, I don't know. Something gross is coming out, but it's not adhesive. It's probably stuff that's gotten stuffed in the crack. But it does feel like adhesive. God almighty. What is going on? I almost cut myself, too. That was an especially joyous experience. What is your secret, Asus? What is your secret? See, I have opened a lot of computers in my day. I've even opened an Asus similarly built, but not like this. And I am at a bit of a loss at this point. Although... there is a lot of gunk in the crack here. So I'm not sure how to proceed with getting this open. I may actually have to look up. That's just the way it is. Sometimes you really do just have to look it up. So if someone else has already gone through the trouble of figuring out how to open a computer, why sit here and worry about it? There we go. Thanks, YouTube. Yeah, someone else has already done it. So, I don't know who you are, Masked Tomato, but credit to Masked Tomato, because I'm gonna see what Masked Tomato did to make sure I don't screw this up. Because he already did the work. Yeah. Screws off. Don't care. So maybe just go watch Masked Tomato's video and not this one. What is he? Oh god, he's doing the same thing I'm doing. Oh no, Masked Tomato is speaking Chinese. Oh god. Are you serious right now? Oh. Okay. Okay. Well, there you go. He started here, and it looked like there were regular plastic clips all the way around in the video, but he was using a plastic spudger, and this guy's computer is not cooperating with what... Oh god. See, this is the other problem. You never know what you're gonna run into. And this guy's computer... Oh god. First of all, his computer's bent. Masked Tomato's video there had a pretty damn clean computer. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a new computer. So yeah, it's really easy if you have a brand new Asus. It's real darn easy to get into it. But this computer's both bent and has stuff jammed up up these seams. So he went through all of this, and I can't seem to get the damn thing to come apart. Okay, this is getting really old really quick. I don't know how much of the resistance I encounter is crud underneath this seam, and how much of it is actual, like, some kind of clip. But I can tell you right now that this whole taco thing, where the back of it is curved is it's getting old. Come on. So he started here, he came back with a spudger, which is kind of what I was doing anyway. But come on, dude. Are you kidding me? This guy's computer is clearly a problem computer for me. Because the other video that I just watched, well, skimmed, he did this and it just came apart. Oh, Jesus. Yep. Pull back. So, open it up and pull up and it'll pop. God, that was horrible. Ah. Yeah. And once you get one, you can kind of lift the rest. So, thank you, Masked Tomato, who apparently speaks in Chinese and I can't understand, for showing me that I wasn't going to break it. Hold on. Same thing. Sorry I can't zoom out and show you this. It's, I'd have to redo the whole camera position, but... yeah. So, it still doesn't want to pop over here on the other side. Oh, there it goes. Just pull up. Okay, let's very gently lift this up because I know the keyboard and mouse have to be attached somehow. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Alright, well here's your $1,800 i7 gaming PC. Flip lock connector. It looks like these are the kind with the lock on the back of the connector instead of over the wire, which frankly is welcome at this point. I don't have to worry about finagling with the wire and the flip lock quite so hard. Ah. Okay. And oh, there's a look. There's a fourth one right here. It goes to that wonky scroll wheel, so be real careful. All right, we're gonna zoom you in now. And how can I get it to where you can see more? Looks like that'll work. Let's actually get the camera up a bit. Yeah. Alright, and that way you can see this a little better. So I'm taking this top off and setting it aside elsewhere because I don't have room. This is going to go to the trash later. That is disgusting. So here's the deal. We're in this computer to do a DC jack. But the video by that tomato fella, whose first word I already forgot, they were doing a repaste. And it occurs to me, if we're going to go to this much trouble to get this DC jack situation straight, we probably should redo the heatsink paste too, so you'll get to see that as well. This motherboard has to come out, which means these all have to come out. Oh look, they stopped using Torxes. We can go back to a normal screwdriver now. Yeah. Alright, I'm just gonna say right now, I hate this bump thing where the hinges pivot something in the back and it lifts it slightly. It means the laptop doesn't get enough support, frankly, and you bend the board every time you use it. It's uncomfortable. Look at how squishy this is. This is a terrible design. Yeah, this is pretty stupid. I'm not very happy with this. Can we get the bump to go away? Not without shutting the damn lid. Well, that's not good. Thanks, Asus. I don't know why. Asus is really my favorite brand, honestly, and I don't do brand loyalty in general, but for the most part, Asus has been better than everyone else as far as not breaking and giving you the most for your money. I just realized I moved the microphone way above my head. I hope you can hear me. So yeah. Pop the screws for the fans. How many screws are in the fans? Oh look, there's a warranty screw. Yeah, or a warranty label with an exclamation mark. Oh no! No! Don't void your warranty! Before I go ripping that CPU out, I may want to get the battery unhooked, actually. I'm thinking, is this a battery pull, or no? I don't know about that. That's not very safe to stick a piece of metal into. The battery has to come out anyway, it looks like. And it looks like there's only one screw holding it in right here. So, yeah, we're gonna take the battery out. And that'll be that. Oh, nope, there's another one. There's a screw here. Put that over there. There's one here. I mean, like way down here. Look at that. Look at that. So I think this 2 light setup is working fairly well. I don't see any other screws holding this battery down. So let's lift it up from this end and just pull it away. Come on. Pull out. Pull out, boy. Or don't. So I would like to know why that's not coming apart. But I'm really hesitant to stick a piece of metal over there. It doesn't seem like a very good idea. So. Yeah, that's gonna be the problem. That's gonna be a problem. Okay. I don't think that's gonna come off nicely. So maybe we don't do that. Yeah, I think I might need to get the whole board out before I can take that battery out. So let's proceed. Did these screws come out? Of course they come out. You people just... Have you never heard of retention clips? Come on. I hate this. Yeah. See, this is what I was talking about. I don't want to be in a situation where I make this guy's battery not work because I yanked it too hard, for example. Just as one example. Because I saw a piece of glue pop up. And, I mean, the metal's still in the connector. So I'm pretty damn sure. Yeah, I didn't damage it. But, yeah, you don't want to pull it too hard and find out the hard way. The problem is I can't stuff my metal spudger down there and pry it out. I think that I actually have to take the damn board out. This guy, his computer, obviously there are a lot of things about it that are kind of sticky. So, that's just another one of the things that's sticky. No. Come on. I hate these stupid warranty void stickers. The warranty void thing, the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act says that doesn't actually work. Coffee is very important for disassembling someone's computer. So, there's a giant screw right here. That's a pretty damn big screw. Okay. Come on. Come on. Lift up. Reveal your secrets. There's more cables going over it, so that's fun. Yeah. Gross. Oh, look. Hinges. There is a lot of tape holding this stuff together. Okay. Yep, where are the connectors for these fans, too? That's the other thing. Alright, you see that? Yuck. Come on. Come on. You're allowed to get up. You're allowed to lift up. Here's one fan connector. Right here. You should be able to see that one, no problem. There's another one over here, and it's tucked pretty neatly underneath this heatsink. Come on, get up. There is so much tape right here, actually. There's nothing but tape and clips going up to this wireless card. And I am gonna have to take up that tape. Yeah, 3 antennas. 2 of which go up here, and 1 of which I actually don't understand why that's there. But so be it. Yeah, I need to jack it up even more, it looks like. Maybe turn it this way so you can get a little bit of a better view. Yeah. Alright. 1, 2. There's 2 clips on that one. The little wire clips on the motherboard that hold the antennas. Then there's tape here. Ah, crud. What is going on there, dude? Are you serious right now? Come on. That's really obnoxious. So, one of these isn't even... one of these is one of those weird... Why are they built like this? I don't even understand this. This is so weird. It's a very odd choice. Okay. There are little Wi-Fi antenna cables on this board. And I don't understand why. And it annoys me. It doesn't seem like that's necessary. At all. But what do I know? I'm not an engineer. I'm just some idiot trying to fix something an engineer came up with. Alright. This may be one of the most annoying heatsink assemblies anyone has ever put together. What's under this foil, boys? Alright. We're 48 minutes into... No, 28 minutes into this second segment already. In the edit, it's obviously not going to be 28 minutes right now. I wouldn't show you all of this garbage, but yeah, it's pretty stuck right there. I wonder if the hinges are going to have to come off. So we have a display and some Wi-Fi antennas. I think the hinges may have to come off to get these out. If nothing else, maybe if the hinges come off, I can finally get rid of this dumb bumpy thing in the back that's messing me up really bad and making me mad. Are you free? No, you're not free. Well, how else is the hinge attached? Come on. Come on, come at me, bro. So I'm actually, oh, there is another screw. Look at that. There's another screw hidden back there. Way back there where the camera can't see. There's another screw under these wires. What? Yeah, both of them. Yeah. I can't, that other one was actually really hard to get to. So this is interesting, to say the least. Are you free yet? Are you free yet? Oh god, is the hinge under the heatsink? I think the hinge is actually under the heatsink, not over it. Okay, well, so now you know how the hinges come off. That's useful, right? But yeah, I think the heat sinks are holding the hinges down. So what's holding the heat sinks down? I mean, by now the stinking thing should be coming up, so I'm a little confused, buddy. What's holding my heat sink? Oof, I really hate the flex in this thing. It's mildly irritating. But if this doesn't have to come off, I don't want it to come off. And I'm not seeing another screw for this heat sink, so I wonder why it's just not happening. I'm putting all these hinge screws back just because if they don't have to come out, they probably should stay put. Knowing my luck, I'll pop the heat sinks and the other screw will rip out and things will break. Because, you know, screw me, right? Alright. Another truck's gonna go by in the background. What fun, what fun. Come on. So, I've decided that I don't like this computer as far as disassembly goes. Just in general. But I am especially agitated at the fact that I can't seem to figure out what is holding this heatsink in place. I mean, it's obviously this big chunk, right? So, there's a chip back here. Is it just stuck to the chip? Is there a screw under this foil somewhere? What's going on? Maybe I should have watched that guy's video a little further, huh? Actually, I see something. I see something. There are screws in the back. There are screws back here under this Zephyrus label. Yeah, there are screws under this. Oh, Asus. Oh, I'm so disappointed in you, Asus. So disappointed in you, Asus. Look at this crap. Oh my god. There are screws. There are screws behind this. Look at this. Just zoom out. Look at this. You gotta see this. There are screws behind this label that said Zephyrus on the back. You know that benign label? Yeah, it turns out that's actually what's holding the entire back heatsink mess back in here. There are two screws that seem to go to the heatsink, and they have to come out. I don't know if this middle screw does or not, but it might. It actually looks like that's one solid chunk of plastic back there, so yeah. It just might. While I'm back here, let's go ahead and take it out. Oh hell, of course someone would try to call me. Complete with Street Fighter theme. While I'm deep in the middle of a wackadoodle disassembly. With dust falling everywhere. My god. Come on, people. Alright. So yeah, there are Wi-Fi antennas back there too, so this could pose a new hazard. I actually can see that there are Wi-Fi antennas on that back, and it's possible. Alright, let's inspect under the foil. Okay? Let's look under the foil and find out. Yeah, come on, buddy. What's under the foil? Nothing? Is there nothing under the foil? There's a big fat screw right there, but that goes to the motherboard. But the foil is attached to the heatsink. So yeah, those back screws might not have had to come out. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, look at that. So the heat sinks go back there. Ugh. Oh, it really doesn't want to come off of that. That in particular. These back things, it's stuck pretty nice. And I don't see any screws holding it down. So why is it stuck? Has it just been there that long that it won't come off nicely? What's going on? Reveal your secrets, buddy. Reveal your secrets. Come on. This whole thing is just this one big solid chunk of heatsink. Look at this. Oh god. Oh, it's so gross. Yeah, it looks like it covers RAM over here too for the video card probably. I mean, this is this computer is like half heatsink. I'm trying to figure out where the last attachment point is, but there are no screws left. So, what's going on? Like, there's not a screw here in the back, but it is obviously stuck to this board. God, I wish people would send me texts and not voicemails. It's much easier for me to answer texts. It is so, ooh, God. Oh, so it's grease. It's just chunky heatsink grease. Dude, I don't actually know how old this computer is off the top of my head, but I do know, it doesn't want to come up. It is stuck. Is there a screw under here? It feels like there might be one. Oh, look! I found a hidden screw. That's wonderful. Tugging at it this whole time, and there's a screw hidden underneath the sticker here. Constantly, this is a constant struggle, I swear. Now that I think about it, I'm not entirely sure which one of these screws is which at this point. Alright, lift, sticky. Okay, these pieces of tape that hold these wires down may actually damage them. So get the tape up so you can get the wires up. Ew. Yeah, there's some chunky white paste back there. It's not appealing at all. There's tape over here too. Oh boy. Get up. Get out of the way. Yeah. So something is holding it down here, and I don't know what. Something is not letting go. And I worry about that kind of thing. And it's not the CPU fan wire because I can see it. Oh, what is this? Oh. Oh. Okay. Do you remember? Really? Alright, these things are sticking on. That's what's holding it. They are just stuck right on. And I took the screw out, and I don't know that mattered. And I don't know where that went. And this is just the best thing ever, isn't it? Those must be some LEDs. They have to be LEDs. Some superfluous trash. Oh, of course the battery would just flop right out. So it was a pry up. It was a pry up. You pry the battery up. Wish I had known that before I continuously pulled back on it. Anyway, get this to a more balanced position. And this should come up now. Yeah, and then we have this last CPU fan wire. And there we go. Gross. That is some really chunky paste. Oh. These are all wax pads that have melted. Okay. We will definitely redo the CPU heatsink paste on this. But I'm not redoing those wax pads. Good luck getting them off. Oh boy. So now, all this for DC jack, right? Just, it boggles the mind. Okay, so let's get this motherboard out. No thanks to Wobbles back here. I really legit don't see where that wire used to go. That's frustrating. Like, these wires, they don't have connectors. Unless they're under the board, which frankly would make me even more angry. The metal things appear to be the hinges. They apparently extend all the way down the side of the unit. So, at least they thought that through. Oh, please let there not be a bunch of wires, screws, blah blah blah, remaining. I do not like the way that this is put together. I understand that they probably didn't have many options, but I still don't like it. It's very sticky over here. Why is it sticky over here? There's not really anything holding it. This wire has to go, but I can't actually see how that wire goes. Because there's this pad on top of it that's covering it up. Alright, well, I'm just going to pretend like it doesn't go. And if I have to remove something to get it out, then so be it. Okay. What are you stuck on? See, if taking it apart looks like this, okay, the SSD is stuck. Should have thought about that. That was stupid. Yeah, that was pretty dumb. The SSD has to be removed. Smart guy. Oh god, it doesn't let you flip it up either. You literally have to... Oh, there's a wax pad under that. So this should be called the Asus Wax Pad Edition at this point. These speakers aren't screwed down, they just flop out. And I don't feel like figuring out how to disconnect it, so I think I'll just pop it. Pop up, rubber grommets. Yeah, yeah. Grommet life. It's that's not actually a saying, I hope. I love the upgradable memory stick, the one single upgradable memory stick. So yeah, these wires don't actually just immediately pop right off. There's a big old plastic thing here that clearly had screws going through it. But it's not coming off with the rest of the thing, so why not? I would really like it if you would just not continue being attached. But whatever. So we're gonna do it the hard way, are we? It seems so. It seems so, big boy. I can't get that to come up safely. Yeah. Oh, it came up. So you have to remove these wires too, apparently, despite taking the 3 screws out. Oh, look at that. The other speaker also may have to come out. What a nuisance. I don't really want to do that. The problem is I can't actually see how this connector goes in, and I'm afraid that if I pull on it, then it might not come out properly. So I would rather just not. I mean, it looks like a standard connector. I would rather not pull on it. So I think I will, in fact, take the other speaker out. It is held on with rubber. It fell right off because, you know, that's what you do, I guess. Crud. I had to pay $30 for this stupid power jack. And the worst part is you can't do these jacks with soldering irons. These weird Asus jacks, yeah, they don't play nice with irons. So, yeah. I'm not looking forward to it. Now, something I'm noticing. Alright. You get off my bench. Just get off the bench. Jeez. Just get off of the bench. over there. Think about what you've done. So he said his jack was loose, I think. I don't know if that's true, but he probably plugs and unplugs it repeatedly. And, yeah, I've got a new jack for it, so... Oh, look at that. Is it surface mount? I don't think it's surface mount. But, all this chunky wax crap, I'm really worried about it getting on something important. So let's find out real quick if it's through hole, which I think it should be. The front of it is, anyway. Come on. There you are. Big boy. How appropriate that that would rip. I'll have to make sure to put it back, though. Yep, so we have 8 contact points that go through. I hate doing these. Yeah, those speakers really need to come off. But I just can't. It's ridiculous. I mean, this whole thing is ridiculous. Alright, well. So here's what's gonna have to happen. Where are you? I'm going to have to use my templates here that I normally use for other stuff. I'm gonna have to use my templates to shield some things. Actually, I need that. Don't put that under there. Yeah, get this board elevated somehow. I don't really care that much how. As long as that goop doesn't get on my stuff. But whatever. I mean, I may not have a choice. I may just have to shove it in and deal with it. Yep, I really don't like doing it this way. But unfortunately, one of the things that I don't have is a gigantic set of those helping hands. Yeah. These templates really don't work that well, do they? At least for this. I don't know about anything else, but for this. I mean, I have to heat gun it. I have to heat gun it and use pliers to get the jack out and the new jack in. It has just occurred to me, I probably should check to make sure that this actually fits his AC adapter before I go too far. Before I go taking heat to something. Looks like this fits this. Yeah, that's the correct part. The question is, does it work with his adapter? And the answer is TBD. Hang on. Oh yeah, that fits nicely. Okay, heat gun. This is not set up properly for heat gunning. Not at all. And I kind of hate heat gunning, frankly. See, one of the other problems, there's a connector right there I really don't want to melt. It's for one of those stupid LEDs. Great. So, yeah. But it ain't happening with an iron. It just ain't. There are hairs on this gun. Why are there hairs on this gun? Oh, God. This is going to end up being embarrassing, isn't it? It's kind of how it seems. Kind of how it seems. I don't know, man. Heat gun on low isn't working so well. I do wish I had a proper hot air station, but I don't do this often enough to justify the expense. Not to mention, finding a good one is not always easy. Other issue is that HDMI jack may decide to just sort of drop out of the race, shall we say. And it's getting there. It's getting about to the temps it needs to be, but yeah. Drop out of there. So this is generally where I start getting really impatient and make mistakes with heat gunning. So constantly have to be vigilant of my lack of patience. Yeah, it's close. Need another 40 degrees Fahrenheit though. I don't know that I'm gonna get it on low, but if I turn it up to high, this thing will melt anything in its path. It's a beast on high. Makes all my lights go down too. Not much, but enough. It's enough to freak you out, I'll tell you that much. It's getting real close to the temperatures I'm looking at. Whew, that foil is hot, boy. Hot foil, boy. Well, the jack is actually melting. That's great. And it's bad, it's got to come out anyway, right? It's too loose to hold the damn power jack, or power adapter. Ah, got it. Got it. Good, got it. Okay. Now, the next problem is that I need to get the other one in. And that's not as easy. Getting this one to fall out, that's the easy part of this. Getting the new one in is a bit of a bear. Whoop. You hot, boy. You hot. Woo-hoo-hoo. Woo-hoo-hoo. I don't actually know if anyone will ever be able to see that. Yeah, so the problem with getting the new one in is just that the solder is in the way. So I can't just drop it in. And at this angle, it actually would have to be lifted in, which is definitely... What is going on over there? Which is definitely not something I want to do. That looks like flux. I worry about this guy's computer. Anyway, the jack's out and it's scorching hot. It doesn't look like these are identical. Now that they're out, I don't care as long as it works, but the problem, that thing's probably still scorching friggin' hot. 171 degrees. Maybe I shouldn't touch that just yet. Huh. I can touch the new one though. Put the new one up and see what it looks like at least. I mean, that actually looks like it should fit. Yeah. But this just doesn't look like... Something looks different, and I wonder if it's just solder. But something looks different about this one, and I can't place it. Huh. Well, that's weird. I think the back fins actually don't come down all the way on the new one. What's going on here, buddy? So at the same hook level, the new one sits slightly lower. Fins go down to the same spot, but it sits lower. Is that gonna work? I don't know. I don't know that that's gonna work. This whole thing sits lower. I mean, it's okay, that's cool now. And this is part of the problem. I couldn't find a jack hardly anywhere. And it looks like it fits. The inside, it just looks different. It looks like a jack for a slightly different Asus. I mean, I don't care as long as it works. The problem is, you know, physically, the jacks are the same. Like, but the one that came out of the computer, the clips sit lower than on the new one. So if I put the new one in and just drop it through like it's supposed to be, it's not gonna work, or it's not gonna physically fit properly. And I don't know I don't know how well that's gonna work out. Well, that's not where I have to put it, I guess. I mean, yeah, it's not gonna go. It's not gonna sit right. And what happens when the new jack is in? How does this go, first of all? Jack, HDMI. So the jack goes in that way. Has to physically go in like this. It's gonna have to sit on top of the board. Or something weird like that for it to work. So yeah, I'm a little unhappy right now. This jack is not going to work put through the holes like it's supposed to be. This new jack is not going to fit properly. Yuck. Alright. Without taking the original jack out, I was not going to know that, because I couldn't compare them directly. So what are the prospects of just soldering this thing in? Because the old jack, well, I mean, the thing is, I don't know. I would have to get this to sit on top of the board. And, oh God, I can only imagine what I have to do with an iron to make that work. I mean, also the fins don't come far back enough to go through the holes anyway. So, okay. So I may not have a choice but to do an on-top solder job anyway, which I don't want to do. But I've already gotten this far in, and I have other people that are going to be coming. So the battery's getting low. Oh, great. Okay. Crap. Okay. Alright. I gotta get an iron. I'm gonna stop this segment. Welcome back. Welcome back. Now you get to see my extremely poor soldering skills. And boy do I mean poor. So what I have decided to do, you know, it just occurred to me, you may not be able to see me do this from that angle. Okay. Well, hang on. Sorry. Alright. Little camera work never hurt anyone, boys! Woo! The only thing I can promise that you'll get from this is that I am very bad at soldering. But otherwise, yeah, there's not going to be a lot of confidence inspired in this. Alright. Smoke 'em if you got 'em, boys. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. So yeah, I suck at soldering. I absolutely suck at soldering. I am not good at soldering, and I'm not gonna lie. I've never been good at it. It is a thing that I do because I do computer repair work. Far more so than a thing that I do because I enjoy it. I've never particularly liked soldering. This job is especially obnoxious. But what I'm going for with this is we're going to build up some solder pads here, right? someone who's better at this than me is looking at this and just screaming internally. I guarantee. This iron tip probably should have been replaced it probably should have been replaced before it was ever used, frankly. Anyway, the problem with the jack alignment is going to be majorly annoying, and I know this. So what I'm trying to do is build up some solder on the back end here, because this jack it's just not going to fall in. It's never going to fall in. So what we have to do instead is kind of build up the solder on the thing and get it to sit on top of the board. I've never actually tried to do this, so this may not actually work. But, you know, you don't know until you try, right? Look, I'm making beautiful solder flowers. See, there's all these little surface mount components that I have to work around. Like, there's one right there. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it's literally right there. Anyway, one of the concerns here is that the jack's side prongs or fins or whatever you want to call them, they kind of stick over the edge, and so I worry that if I do this wrong, the prongs will fall into the holes, because for the first time ever doing a DC jack replacement, I actually don't want these side prongs to go into the hole they're meant to go into. So the goal here is to basically get the jack to just sit on top of the board. The problem with that is that DC jacks experience a lot of force. And I do mean a lot of force. I'm starting to think maybe I should heat gun it down, but DC jacks experience a lot of force when people plug in their adapters. And there's a good chance that if I do this wrong, because those fins aren't in the board, that it won't hold the jack, and the jack will not be able to sustain the force. Yeah, you know, heat gunning it on might actually be the best choice. I'm very hesitant to do that, though. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. Plan B. So, heat gunning would be nice, but I see a passive right there. And that passive can easily just come right up. That's the only passive that I see right there, but the point is more just that it is there. And the last thing I want is to end up lifting that and ruining everything. Man, that is hot, boy. So yeah. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get this stinking mangled desolder braid, and I'm gonna use it to lift some of that solder I just laid down. Oh, and it is trashed, I swear. And I need to get... Can you sharpen diagonal cutters? I actually don't know if that's a thing that can be done. It also just occurred to me I might need to elevate the camera. Punch out, elevate, you know, blah, blah, whatever. Come on, up with you. Can't see what I'm doing. Okay. Yeah, those diagonal cutters are pretty bad. Anyway, I don't care. I don't care as long as it gets the job done. So let's get the job done. Fresh braid. Do I use my new fresh braid here or there? Decisions. I'm gonna do it here. Boy, that's hot. Super duper hot. I just need to get all this excess solder off. It's not working out so well though, frankly. I would love it if I could just heat gun the damn thing down, but the problem is if I blow that passive off the board, I have no way of putting it back. It's so small, it's like a little grain of rice that'll get lost in the pool of solder that comes off this giant iron. I don't actually know if those teeny tiny ones are hand solderable in any way at all. It just doesn't seem like it should be possible. But what do I know? People keep calling me, which is all fine and great, except, you know, kind of in the middle of a solder job, so thanks. Yeah, so the reason I decided to go ahead and yank this excess solder is I want to get this jack flush, right? So to do that, the solder can't stick up too far. And this solder just sticks up too far. I'm also moving the board. That's not helping. Mom needed directions. Mom's coming. Mom is 17 minutes away, so unless Mom gets lost, I ideally need to finish this in 17 minutes. And that ain't happening, I don't think. I've been working on this for an hour and a half. Actually now, yeah, we're approaching 2 hours on this. Invariably, I will have to bill this customer extra because this is a lot more time than a standard jack. I was lucky to find a jack that claimed to be compatible in the first place. This computer, it's just so uncommon because it's so expensive that finding a replacement jack was a real pain. It takes a gigantic power cord too, so there is that. The other problem is, since the guy uses it all the time, I did not have... Let go of my braid, you stinking... Since the guy uses it all the time, I didn't have the benefit of disassembling this computer and looking at what I needed, you know, before it was time. So, yeah, that didn't help. That didn't help me get anything done either. I'm bad at soldering, but I'm especially bad at desoldering. Almighty. Also, this is probably like the cheapest braid you can get on eBay. I don't remember at this point. But anyway. So, this jack, which doesn't physically fit, is about to be made to physically fit. I really need the solder off that back end. That's just... It's not going to work if I can't get that off of there. It just won't. So let's get all the solder off the back pads. They all have to go. Every last stinking one of them. Watching out for that passive component is not easy. Come on, get off of there, you stinking solder blob. My dicey stabilization setup here is not helping this situation at all. This board is getting very hot. This braid is getting very hot. What? Who is honking out there? I swear, they started doing construction across the street. And ever since they did, I just hear junk all the time. Okay. Come on, lift. Lift. Get off of there. Skunk. Well, my braid is kind of stuck now. Not helping. Alright. Well, I didn't trash the passive. That's pretty cool, right? Right. Whatever. I do wonder what they were honking at out there, though. So, there's still more solder on there. Oh, God, why? Come on, just get off of there for me. Bud? I put too much in the first place. So I was just trying to get enough to where it would elevate and touch, not this level, man. This is way excessive. I do wish I was better at this, but, you know, can't be good at everything. Yeah, the whole problem is just that I have to do a build-up. I can't just plunk the jack in and hit it with a heat gun and have it fall down. I mean, there are ways that I can think of to make that happen, but I would rather do it by hand, just to be sure. I do not have confidence that if I tried to go the heat gun route that everything would just be totally okay. I wouldn't have any problems. No confidence in that whatsoever. Alright, I mean, I'm probably not going to flatten that one much better than I already have. That's looking pretty good, actually. Maybe I'm getting the hang of this. I know you're supposed to use a little bit of solder on the top of the braid. Anyway, these side pads don't look that great, but the back ones do. And the back ones are kind of what's blocking me, so if I get this to fall in place, what happens? Let me look one more time before I get too deep. Yeah, so the pins do line up, they just don't match up, like at all. Ah, the knife down here moved. That's part of why this is wobbling so much. So, in an ideal world here, what would happen? In an ideal world, this jack would just fall in. But that's not going to happen. So in an alternative ideal world where that doesn't work, I want to build up the solder behind this. Part of the problem is I may have to reverse this just to see it to do that kind of work. So here's what I'm thinking. That's difficult, but this is easy. Let's get the jack built up on the edge here first. That's going to be a problem. That's actually going to be a big problem. I can't reach that at all, really. So this is probably not going to work out very well. And there's that passive constantly taunting me. So what I need to do is get something to hold this down. Something has to hold this thing in place. Something. I need a solder point that isn't going to go anywhere. Somewhere here to hold it all. And this kind of sets the tone for the rest of it. So we'll peg that in place, and let me look at it relative to this other jack, just to make sure. So if this jack was in its normal spot, that jack is still elevated. So it actually does need to come down a bit relative to where it is here. Alright. This probably will not work the way that I'm hoping it will work, because this other jack comes down a little bit. Oh, wait a minute. Alright, so it's actually looking right. That's actually looking right now. That looks the way it's supposed to look, which shocked me. Now, if you think I'm bad at soldering with my right hand, I am not ambidextrous, so you can imagine how bad this situation is here. I actually need the jack to tweak down a bit, but it's so hot. Yeah. So, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Oh God, here we go again. Can't solder because Mom keeps calling. She's probably lost. Hello? Yes. Why did you turn left on 64? I said turn left out of those people's driveway. And then turn right on 64, so just do a U-turn. Yeah, there's plenty of spots to do U-turns. Did you get to the bypass? Is this... Get off that exit. Get off that exit, take a left off the exit, and take another left to get back on the other direction. You got to the bypass. Bye. Yep. Yep, she went the wrong way. She went several miles the wrong way. So yeah. What fun we're having today. Alright, so I think that at this point we kind of have a solid foundation for this, he says as he wobbles everything in the most horrific way imaginable. It looks like it's aligning pretty well. The truth is, it doesn't matter if it's off by a little bit. I need to get to that, and there's this big metal post in the way, and I'm not sure how I'm supposed to do that. So, there you go. Oh, this is super sketchy. This whole thing is super sketchy, and I don't know if it's gonna work. I really don't know how this ends, but God, I am so terrified of that one passive component right there. Ah, shit. I think I just put solder on it. Oh, okay. Maybe I can get solder back off of it. Yeah, that solder went straight to that stupid passive. The one thing I was trying not to do, and I did it. Yeah. If I can get enough off the iron, maybe I can snarf it back up and not have it ruin that. It doesn't want to go, does it? Nope, it does not. Jesus. Alright, this has suddenly become much more annoying. That passive will lift under the slightest... Oh, got it. Got it, got it, got it, got it, got it, got it. Oh, thank God. That could have ended badly. Very, very, very badly. Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Okay. Now I have to do the soldering of these pins that are on the back of the jack, and this is where it is going to start getting very sketchy. Again, there's passives behind it. I don't think that's gonna work out too well for me. At all, really. So let's get this to where I can see a little better. And I hope you can see too, because, you know, at this point, I kind of can't move anything, and my iron is getting tangled up. Great. Great. Everything about this is just sketchier than it ever has been. So, let's see what happens. Alright, microphone, you get to be near the shot this time. Yeah, so it's funny, the overhead light actually makes it harder for me to see what I need to see. Yeah, there's a bunch of tiny passives right behind this too. I may or may not have just hit the plastic, so. So, yeah, it seems to be working. Seems to be. Oh, must be someone at the neighbor's house. It does seem like it is working. Whether it's actually working or not is up for debate, but now these are the ones that are going to get sketchy. But it does seem like it's working. It seems like the solder flowed up on the pins rather nicely. Oh, you sketchy passive. You cheeky, sketchy passive. Yeah, see, this is where it's going to get ugly. I got to heat both of those without overheating that passive there. Yeah. Pretty sure that worked. Pretty sure I need a better solder tip than this too. But whatever. That looks like that worked. Oh boy. Alright. Alright, now I need a loop. I always forget where I put my loop. Is that it? Nope, that's Velcro, whatever. When I say loop, I mean a magnifier, not like a circle, but a magnifier. And I had a magnifier, and I don't know where I put it. So I'm gonna see if I can get this camcorder to do it, which it may not do. And my microphone's actually blocking my light. It was helpful for a little bit there, but now it's no longer helpful. Oh, can you actually do macro focus on this thing at all? Oh god, it actually can kind of do macro focus, can it? Oh, zoomed in too far. If you zoom in past about 5x, it looks like it can't do macro anymore. But now that I'm thinking about it, the 1080 mode might be helpful here. Yeah, there's no short. Ugh, it's gross. But I mean, if it works, it works. Alright. You should generally always check your crappy solder jobs and make sure they actually do what they're supposed to do. That's actually pretty secure. I also got CPU paste on me. I'm winning no awards with that solder job, but yeah, that jack is actually quite secure. Now, one of the problems that I'm gonna have, I'd really like to be able to test it, but yeah. All right. Well, I know my mother's going to arrive soon, so... Get that iron cool. Oh, God. So, this might have to be put on hold until tomorrow, because this is, I'm gonna actually text the guy right now, and find out